And good morning to all of you. I'm Danita Harris here at the WKYC studios. My co-anchor Dave Chudowski is in Butler, Pennsylvania this morning, where former President Donald Trump was shot during a rally over the weekend.
And Danita, 2 investigations are ongoing, 2 hours from Cleveland here in Butler. And I can tell you that it took us about 2 hours to get here this morning. And right now we're standing just outside, as you see, the Butler Farm Show, the entrance to the area that everyone saw happen on Saturday, and a massive area still sectioned off this morning as the investigation continues, and everyone asking how this can happen. Law enforcement officials say 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks got onto a nearby roof and fired multiple shots at former President Trump, hitting multiple people. 1 person was killed, 2 others were injured, and the former president was nicked in his right ear by a bullet. Robert Corbett says he was behind the former president when the gunshots rang out and ducked for cover with his family.
I knew then it was the real deal when the snipers on the roof to the right side of Trump behind him, they opened up rapidly 3 fast shots.
A motive for the attack is still unknown. Meantime, President Biden addressed the situation in an address at the Oval Office last night, condemning all political violence and asking for unity.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence, or for any violence ever. Period. No exceptions. We can't allow this violence to be normalized. The power to change America should always rest in the hands of the people, not in the hands of a would-be assassin. You know, the path forward through competing visions of the campaign should always be resolved peacefully, not through acts of violence.
President Biden also said he talked to former President Donald Trump on the phone following the shooting and is grateful that he is doing well. All right, I am live here in Butler, but we also have coverage live from Milwaukee. Bree Jackson joins us from the start of the Republican National Convention. Bree, good morning.
Good morning, Dave. So security here is obviously a top concern. Secret Service says that it has been planning for this event for about 18 months, and they say they did not see a need to change any of the security measures that they have in place. Emotions are high here after that assassination attempt on former President Trump. His supporters tell me they are motivated. The message from former President Trump is he wants this convention to go on business as usual. He posted on social media that he had considered delaying his arrival, but decided that he would not let a shooter change the scheduling or anything else. We do know that the former president arrived here in Milwaukee last night. The convention, it will gavel in this afternoon. Then we do expect a roll call vote today, and that is when Donald Trump will formally be nominated. While we're here, we're expecting to hear an announcement about his vice presidential pick. That announcement could come as soon as today, in leading into when former President Trump gives his remarks on Thursday. Now, we're told that during an interview with the Washington Examiner, the former president said that he plans to rewrite his speech to, in part, address the assassination attempt. He says it's a chance to try to bring the country together.
All right, Bree Jackson live in Milwaukee. Thank you so much. And Danita, as Bree mentioned, this week we're expecting to hear who the vice president, who the possible vice president would be with Donald Trump. So we'll wait for that. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Dave, thank you. Yes, a lot of question marks. Who will it be? We do know among the top contenders is Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. We learned extra patrols have been assigned to the senator's Cincinnati home. Our Lindsay Buckingham has more on this part of the story.
Ohio State Highway Patrol SUVs in the driveway and on the street, and troopers and ATF officers walking outside his home. This is what it looks like at Republican Senator J.D. Vance's Cincinnati home following the attack on former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. Vance is considered a top contender to become his running mate. That's why this extra security is there. On Sunday morning, Vance sent this tweet after Mr. Trump announced he'd still be attending the RNC in Milwaukee. It read, "Courageous, united, and defiant. This is leadership." Vance also shared condolences to the family of Butler victim Corey Comprador, writing, "R.I.P. to this hero." This after blaming President Joe Biden for the attack on Trump, saying, in part, that rhetoric led directly to President Trump's attempted assassination.
Now, Senator Vance is expected to speak in Milwaukee at the RNC. Danita, of course, that kicks off today and goes through Thursday.
Right, Lindsey Buckingham reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Lindsey. Meantime, Ohio's Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown issued a statement posting on social media saying in part, quote, "There must be a comprehensive investigation into the assassination attempt against President Trump. We must get to the bottom of this so it never happens again." Of course, we'll have continuing coverage of the Trump rally shooting on air and online. You can also check out our coverage on our website, wkyc.com, and also the WKYC app. Right now,